Now, when you talk about fasting, typically you hear about the rewards of fasting when Ramadan comes around. But I wanted to talk about some of the rewards of fasting that we probably are either unaware of or are not as explicit, but they have such meaningful consequences in our lives. So you can go through the ones that the Prophet ﷺ mentioned that are explicit and that specifically refer to the reward in the hereafter. So for example, the Prophet ﷺ mentions that whoever fasts 3 days of the month, it's as if they have fasted the entire year. Why? Because a good deed is rewarded at the very least by 10 times 10. And so if you're fasting Ramadan and that covers 10, and you're fasting 3 days and it covers 10, then it covers the entire month. Therefore, it covers the entire year. And so it's as if you meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala having fasted an entire lifetime. You have the hadith where the Prophet ﷺ mentions the gates of paradise. And he mentions, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, bab al-rayyan, a specific gate of fasting. Now, the gates of Jannah, the gates of paradise that refer to good deeds that we might do at their usual times are for people that are distinguished by those deeds. And so, for example, there's Bab al-Salah, the gate of prayer. Now, we have to pray to be Muslims, but the gate of prayer is for those that are distinguished with their Salah. Likewise with charity, likewise with fasting, and so on and so forth. And what makes Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu so special is that he was distinguished in all of the deeds, and therefore he is called from all 8 gates of paradise radiallahu ta'ala anhu, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us of the same station. Allahumma ameen. So you have a special gate of al-Jannah, Bab al-Rayyan, for those that are distinguished with fasting. SubhanAllah, you have the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ where he mentions that whoever fasts 1 day for the sake of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Allah will put between him and the hellfire a distance of a journey of 70 years. 1 day is like a lifetime of distance from the fire. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect us from it. Allahumma ameen. So you have that hadith. You have all of the hadith which talk about how fasting is distinguished in what it brings about of sincerity, where you have the hadith Qudsi that all of the deeds of the son of Adam are for him except for fasting. Fasting is for me and I reward accordingly. You have the ahadith that refer to fasting as a form of patience. And of course, fasting is as-sabr. It's literally the act known as as-sabr, patience. And the Prophet ﷺ mentioned it for those that were having trouble getting married, for example. He said ﷺ that fasting is a shield. It is a way of maintaining patience, and it's a shield from that which one fears. So you have those ahadith. And subhanAllah, what I wanted to talk about, and of course you have the hadith of the deeds being presented to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala on Monday and Thursday in specific. And therefore, the Prophet ﷺ said he wanted to be in a state of fasting when the deeds are presented to Allah. You have the hadith about Monday being the day that the Prophet ﷺ was born, and so it's a form of gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that the Prophet ﷺ would fast on Mondays, and we too fast on Mondays. All of these ahadith.